The food importers, especially vegetables from Afghanistan and Iran, have been relying on the grey market to make payments since they are not allowed to buy dollars from banks or exchange companies. Pakistan has been facing an acute shortage of tomatoes, onions, potatoes, etc. after floods destroyed crops, pushing up prices to unprecedented levels across the country. This situation has forced the government to immediately allow imports of these foodstuffs from neighboring countries to bridge the supply and demand gap, but it has not made any arrangements for the provision of greenbacks to make payments against these imports. Quite interestingly, the importers were asked to enter into barter deals with their Afghan and Iranian counterparts by exporting food items available in Pakistan. The weekly inflation slightly decelerated to 40.58%, largely driven by prices of essential kitchen items and high energy costs. The week-on-week decline has been noted for the past 2 consecutive weeks, mainly because of a major drop in prices, particularly tomatoes and onions, on account of imports from Afghanistan and Iran. However, the damage to standing crops due to floods will push up the prices of vegetables in the coming weeks. Amid the daily dollar rate appreciation, banks have doubled their buying of the US currency and are sending it abroad via credit cards, while the government grapples to control the greenback outflows. Currency dealers said the government is trying to boost the country's foreign exchange reserves by restricting spending and borrowing from global lenders, but the outflows from banks via credit cards could undermine the efforts. A currency dealer claimed that banks are also buying dollars from the grey market at much higher rates. Though the State Bank of Pakistan insists there is no curbs, the importers said that opening letters of credit for raw materials is not easy. An importer told Dawn that this is being done as the SBB wants to minimize the import bill. However, the outflow through credit cards has added to the vulnerability of the exchange rate, which further strengthens the US dollar in Pakistan. The world may be edging toward a global recession as central banks across the world simultaneously hike interest rates to combat persistent inflation. In a new study, the World Bank says that 3 largest economies, namely the United States, China, and the Euro area, have been slowing sharply, and even a moderate hit to the global economy over the next year could tip it into recession. Synchronized interest rate hikes underway globally and related policy actions were likely to continue well into the next year, but might not be sufficient to bring inflation back down to levels seen before the COVID-19 pandemic, the bank said. Unless supply disruptions and labor market pressures subsided, the global core inflation rate, excluding energy, could stay at about 5% in 2023, nearly double the 5-year average before the pandemic.